Hi, it's Nikki. Welcome back to day 6, all about making some mega moves in March. So, my question for you today is how's it going? What has happened in the first 5 days of March that has changed or shifted, or you've noticed, or you're aware of? And today's video is really about leveling up that process. So one example I can give you is in January, I went away with some friends and we stayed in this really lovely house. It had everything that we needed. We were 7 girls, 2 kids. It had a lot of requirements that we needed. The only thing that it didn't have was regular heating. And honestly, it took us the first 24 hours of staying there to get we were all sitting in coats. It was so cold. And they didn't leave any firewood or anything like that. We've had all of this out on Airbnb. But the point is, knowing that we needed to find ways to make this house warm, because, it's always the Airbnb people who are not available and they live in a different country and all of that. We knew that we had to really work together to make this heating situation work for us. So if one of us went up to go and use the shower, it was like, who's watching the fire? What do we need? Okay, let's go and get another couple of bags of logs. Are you all right to stay with the fire? Why don't I sit near the fire and I can do these sorts of things? Who's closing the door? How can we, literally we took this really seriously. Maybe we could block out the draft that's coming in. I am sharing this story because so often when I say to clients or even myself, how are your goals going? How are things going? We come back with like a really snappy, yeah, fine. And going back to the fire analogy, nobody was just saying yeah, fine. It was all like, we need this, let's do this, tweaking, experimenting. Also, when it was really roaring, we're like, yes, it feels so warm, it feels so good. So when I ask you these questions, I want you to go deep and also look at your gaps. Imagine that fire. Imagine what you need in order to keep it going and get it to the stage where you're like, look at this beautiful fire I've created. I will see you tomorrow for day 7. Any thoughts? Of course, leave them down below.